Okay. So, the last time you told me to do a certain video for the blood groups. Okay, that's been a while. It's been a while, and I haven't gotten such an opportunity to make it. But then, let me do it. It will be real quick, okay? So, I remember the last time I told you there are 4 blood groups, okay? So, the blood groups, the one we have 4 blood groups, 4 blood groups, okay? So, the blood groups, which are 4, I'm going to talk about each blood group and each antibody and each antigen, and also talk how the recipient and the donor works, okay? It's going to be very simple. I just hope so you'll be with me. So, the first blood group is blood group A. The second one is the same, blood group B. The third one is blood group A, B. Then the fourth and actually the last one is blood group O. Okay, so I'll make it look like in a table form. Okay, so those are our blood groups. Okay, so I'll make it look in a table form. So up here I'll put, let me put here groups, but those are blood groups. Okay, here I'll put antibody, then antigen. Okay, so you're seeing it well there. Blood groups, that group will be the blood groups, antibody and antigen. So, and our first blood group, we have A. Okay, what you need to know about blood group A, it's very simple. blood group A I will start with the antigen. Blood group A, they have antigens A. Okay, they have antigens A, and the antigens are presented by small letters. They have antigens A, but they produce antibody B. Okay, I see there. These are antigen, they produce antigen A, and they have antibodies, and they produce antibodies B. They have antigens A, they produce antibodies B. So it's very simple. Showing plant. Okay, so it's actually very simple. So on our, red blood cells is on defense our body against disease, right? Let me because I told you that white blood cells are the white blood cells are one that defends ourselves against disease, and I told you that white blood cells, they have irregular shape, so that shape is not defined, so they have different shapes. It just looks like somehow like a moiba. So antigens are always they're always out here on the cell membrane. This one here, this one they call it cell membrane. This one here, I see that on the cell membrane. So the cell on the cell membrane here, that cell membrane, that's the cell membrane of the white blood cell, right? Of white blood cell, the white blood cell. Okay, so the white blood cell, on its outer cell membrane here, they have the antigens A. They're like this. They just present them by any shape. Some of them, some of them are having Y V shape. Some of them are having what shape. So this is antigen A. Okay, this is antigen A. For a person who is having blood group A, its white blood cell is having antigen on the white blood cell membrane A. So this is antigen A. If any, for example, if a germ comes, a germ which is this shape, comes and attaches here, if this germ, this, like a, for example, maybe like a germ, a foreign body, let me just say a foreign body from outside, a foreign body, they always call it a foreign body. Anything that comes from the outside body which is not food is called a foreign body. Even a food is called foreign body because it's not made by the body. So it's a foreign body, comes into contact with the antigen on the white blood cells. If it's like if it attaches here, the white blood cell will detect whether it's a bad one or it's a good one. So if it detects the bad one, it produces what? If it attaches here, then it produces the antibodies what? B, to fight against that foreign body, and that's how it works. Okay, also we are still moving. All right, so that's now become very simple. So the next one will be blood group B. Okay, blood group B gives you antigen B and produces antibodies A. Okay, the next we have blood group A B, blood group AB. It has antigens A and what? A and B, and produces no antibody. I see, no antibody. Then the next one we have blood group O. It has no antigen. I see, no antigen, but it produces antibodies A and B. So that's how you can detect. That's just a simple understanding of the blood groups I see, of the blood groups plus the antibodies and the antigens. Okay, that's a simple understanding. So what do we really need to know about these blood groups? Okay, what you need to know about it, ask yourself, now how do we donate blood? So that brings us here down here to blood donation. Okay, blood donation can only happen between two people who are having compatible blood group type. Like your blood has to be compatible, the one for the donor and the one for the recipient. The donor and the recipient okay, the donor, a person that gives, The recipient, that person that receives, is that person that receives the blood, or is a person that is in need of the blood. His body is in need of that blood. So I'll make a simple table, okay? I'll make a simple table of the donor and the recipient. We have the different donors and we have the different recipients. Okay? So it's simple. A person of blood group A, a person of blood group, so blood group A, I'll just write group A. But let me write here blood in dot. Okay? So a person of blood group A can give his blood. Let's go back to our table up here. This table here, this upper one here, this one, this one. So let's see. Blood group A, it has antibodies B and have antigen A, which means a person who is receiving, who is having also blood group A, can receive. So one of its recipients is a person of blood group A. So blood groups that can receive from a person of blood group A. Blood group A can receive from a person of blood group A. I see. Blood group A can give to a person of blood group A. This one is the donor. This one is the recipient. Let us understand it very well. Okay? Now, a person of blood group a person of blood group A cannot give a person of blood group A cannot give a person of blood group B, cannot give a person of blood group B. This is simply because, you see, antigens and the antibodies of a person of blood group A and B are actually the same, they're the same. So if this guy antigens will produce these antibodies will react with this antigen. They will react seriously with this antigen. All these antigen will react with this antigen, with this antibody, by a process. I was telling you last time, the process is called agglutination. That's the spelling, agglutination. So agglutination occurs when two blood group types which are not compatible are mixed. Okay? Like a person of blood group A giving his blood to a person of blood group B, surely agglutination will happen because the antigens will react with one of their antibodies. Okay? It can be either the antibody of blood group B reacting with the antigen of blood group A. I see. So a person of blood group A cannot give a person of blood group B. That is cancelled. A person of blood group A can give a person who is having what? A blood group AB. I see. When we are donating our blood, we look for us to verify that you two are not compatible. Listen to this one. For us to give a blood to a person, and we need to say that these two people have blood groups which are compatible. We look at the antigen of the person who is giving the blood. So we look at the antigen of the person who is donating. I see. Look at the antigen of this person here. Look at it. I see it. It's A. of blood group A. It's A. The antigen is A. And we look and for the recipient, we look at his antibodies. The antibodies of the person who is receiving the blood. We look at it. If they're the same, which means those two guys are not compatible. You cannot give that blood to that person. So if the antigen of the person who is giving the blood is similar or is the same to the antibody of the person who is receiving the blood, then those two people cannot give their blood, or that person cannot give his blood to that person. That's why a person of blood group A having an antigen of A cannot give his blood to a person of blood group B, because the antigen of blood group A is similar to the antibodies B, causing that reaction called agglutination. Okay, so it's simple now you know. So let's talk. A person of blood group A having antigen of A, a person of blood group AB. Don't look at this antigen, just look at this antibody. He has no antibodies, which means even though I bring the antigen A, there wouldn't be any antibody. So this person of blood group AB can receive the blood successfully without any reaction taking place, because he produces no antibodies to fight against that antigen A, okay, or to react with that antigen A. That's why a person of blood group A can give his blood to a person of blood group AB. Okay. So a person of blood group A, a person of blood group A, having antigen A cannot give his blood to a person of blood group O. This is because a person of blood group O produces antibodies which are both A and B, which means this A can react with this A, causing problems, this agglutination thing. That's why a person of blood group A cannot give his blood to a person of blood group O. So a person of blood group A can only give his blood to a person of blood group A and blood group AB, and that's done. So the next one is a person of blood group B. The next one, a person who wants to give his blood, and the person is blood group B. Okay, a donor who is blood group B wants to give his blood. A person of blood group B surely can give his blood to a person who is blood group B also. Why? I think so. That one you can answer me. I wish you were talking live. That one you can answer me, because a person of blood group B can give his blood to a person of blood group B because the antigens, the antigen of blood group B, which is B, cannot react with the antibody of a person who is blood group B, because his blood group is A. Because the person who is blood group is like the person who is giving the blood is going to be having antigen B, but the person who is going to be receiving the blood is going to be having antibodies A. So it cannot react, causing no problems. That's why the person can give his blood to that person. Okay. Then also, this person of blood group B can also give his blood to a person of blood group AB, simply because a person of blood group AB produces no antigen. That's simple. So a person who is blood group AB, a person who is blood group AB, a person who is blood group AB wants to give his blood. A donor who is blood group AB. Look at this antigen. A person who is blood group AB has both antigens. Okay? Meaning that he cannot give his blood to a person who is blood group A, and he cannot give his blood to a person who is blood group B, simply because these two guys produces antigens which are similar to the antibodies, which is similar to the antigen of blood group AB, therefore causing reaction between this and either this or this. Therefore, a person who is of blood group AB cannot give his blood to a person who is what? A blood group A and B. Okay? So a person who is blood group AB can only give his blood to a person who is what? Blood group AB. Only and only can only give his old fellow friends. Guys are selfish. Simply because a person who is blood group AB produces no antibody. That's the only simple meaning there. And that's the same reason why a person who is blood group AB is called a universal recipient. Because he can receive blood from anyone. Okay? He can receive blood from anyone. He can receive blood from anyone. So the last blood group, so we have a donor. A donor who is blood group O, the mighty O, who produces both antibodies, but he has no antigens. I see. The person who is blood group O, look at, he has no antigens. Just look at it, he has no antigen. The person who is blood group O has no antigens. So actually, there's nothing which is gonna react. Because this for, for this agglutination takes place, there has to be an antibody and our antigen. But now, if the blood group O has no antigen, which means these antibodies cannot react with it, meaning that a person of blood group A of O, a person of blood group O can give his blood to anyone he wants. Can give his blood to a person of blood group A. Can give his blood to a person of blood group B. I see. Can give his blood to a person of blood group B. Can give his blood to a person of blood group AB. And can even give his own blood to a person of blood group O. That's why this guy who is called blood group O. Blood group O. Blood group O is referred to as a universal donor. Is a universal donor. And blood group B, AB, is referred to as a universal recipient. A universal donor because he gives his blood to everyone. If you look, he gives his blood to blood group A, he gives his blood to blood group B, he gives his blood to blood group AB, and even its own kind, blood group O. And this guy of AB, he receives blood from anyone. You look, he's here, he's here, he's here, he's there. He's receiving blood from anyone, and this is just a simple talk about blood groups and blood transfusion or blood donation. So that's it for the whole thing. Thank you if you have understood. I'll be glad.